here today with a New York-based band who bring rock and roll back to the forefront, rap deep messages in upbeat pop alternative music. Super excited to have you guys here. January, Jane, thank you for joining me today. How are you guys doing? How are you holding up?
You know, we just released this first single. I can't go for that, as you know, but we've had to go right back in, and now we're doing all these unplugged acoustic tracks. It's always one thing after the other. So we're keeping busy, that's for sure.
So I kind of want to start off the questions where it all started, which is at the serendipitous meeting at a gallery in Manhattan. When I read your bio, I really felt like it read kind of like the beginning of a very intriguing novel.
On the time there was a boy named Pat.
Exactly. I was like, how did this all happen? It's so by chance and at random. And I just want to know the story a little bit of how you guys met.
We were mutual friends with one of the artists that was at the gallery, and I was shooting a little documentary for him, and Mitch was there, and we started chatting about music, and you know. Yeah,
he was a guy without a guitar player. I was a guitar player without a guy who sings, and we got together. It was like an arranged play date. I mean, I think it's more akin to speed dating with music.
Do you guys remember the very moment when it clicked and you both thought like, this is the dude that I want to start a band with? Like, that's it.
It was the first song that we wrote together. We wrote that in like 10 minutes. And I mean, when you write anything that quickly, you can see the creative juices are gonna, that sounded weird, but the creative juices, whatever. Juices were definitely.
It is that. Yeah,
it is.
To know when you've written something in 10 minutes and it's really good, you've got something. And that's what happened for sure.
You also kind of by chance met the third piece of the puzzle who can't be here today, Peter. Also, please tell us about how you ran into Peter. It's such a beautiful story.
This whole thing. So I had this apartment. Think kind of like Friends. It was like this 3-bedroom. I guess it was like rent stabilized or something. And I had a recording studio, and there was right in the West Village, right in the center of that. So Pat would come over like every day after work and would cook rice, and I would put a Campbell's Chunky Soup on the stove. We would split it. That's what we would eat. We would record into the evening, and then we would go out to the bars. And I think with New York City, which, it is the city that never sleeps, but what that allows that to do is you have so many more hours of opportunity to meet and for magic to happen, because we're out until, let's be honest, we'd be at some of these places 3, 4, 5 in the morning, depending on how well you know the staff, and we knew them very well. And we were both, we were both single guys, and being a musician out single, there's a lot of perks to that, and that also attracts
single and handsome. Let's get
single and handsome. Yes, we were handsome.
Let's get that right.
Yes. And you allow yourself the opportunities because you're out there, and we ended up meeting some very interesting, different people in the business world. We actually were going out trying not to hang out with other musicians, trying to hang out with different people, even if it's not all organically, I think, but that leads to more interesting conversations and whatnot. And, some people, they were like hanging around us because as musicians, we attract certain other things. And anyways, we would always kind of end up back at the apartment playing for groups of people, whatever songs we had just finished writing earlier in the day. And one of these instances was someone, a great person, who's like, came upstairs, actually listened to New York City Lover with a bunch of other people, and was like, and I think it was 3 a.m. He's like, grab the guitar, Pat, grab your voice. We're going to Pete right now. And he had this loft in a meatpacking district with a studio in it also. And like the rest is history, I guess. It was one in there. Yeah, he's an amazing piano player, great ears, just immediately adapted and added to what we were doing. And it was just like, okay, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, we were there till like 6 a.m. that day. And that night.
Yeah. And, well, that day again.
Exactly. I just want to mention that that's so funny you mentioned the rice and the soup, Mitch. I mean, that was literally our diet for like a year or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to lose weight, or that's a great way to get worm, I'm not sure, but
Yeah. I mean, it was the affordable thing because I used to buy those Campbell's Chunky Soups in bulk from the CVS around. I mean, I don't know why I'm telling this story, but it was you get them like it was like 10 for like $10 or something. I mean, it fed us for a while. So
I mean, I feel like everyone who comes to New York has kind of like a story like that, right? Like when I first came to New York as an intern, I literally just ate like instant ramen for months because I was so broke, but I had a dream and I wanted to make it work. And so for you, it's soup and rice. I actually love that.